What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here, thanks for stopping by. Today's video we are on the test server here today, so thank you Plarium for allowing us access, and we will be testing the upcoming fusion Stokk the Broken here. So let's jump right into it. So going down here, he's going to be an Ogren tribe, Stokk the Broken here. His spirit affinity looks pretty cool. He's got his head ready to be executed off. He's holding a bunch of energy potions that have gone rotten or they're super expensive and nobody wants to buy them, so they can't get them off the shelf. He's got some energy potions on his belt. No, but they're probably just poisons. I'm just joking, of course. But yeah, it looks pretty cool as far as Ogrens can go, I guess. But yeah, let's jump into his kit here. His stats, base stats look awesome, so no letdown there. His A1, attack one enemy twice, has a 50% chance when fully booked of increasing duration of poisons and HP burns. It's similar to Artak, but Artak can only extend the HP burns, whereas this can extend poison and HP burn. But Artak's is an AoE, and I think Artak's A1 is probably stronger than this A1. The AoE is just kind of more useful. Coming up next, his A2, volatile mixture, attack all enemies twice. The first hit instantly activates poison and HP burn debuffs on all enemies and continuous heals. So instantly activates, so it's not a explode, it's an activate, so you only get one tick, so one tick of everything. The second hit, you got a 100% chance when fully booked, destroying enemies max HP by 3% for each poison HP burn activated on them. With this skill, stacks up to 60%. Unless you have additional poisoners with him, it's probably going to take you a couple of rounds to get to the 60%, but 60% is a pretty good chunk of max HP reduced. Lastly, it's going to fill all turn meters of your allies by 20%. Pretty good. I mean, you got 3 steps in this ability. It's a 3-turn cooldown. Unfortunately, if the enemy like cleansed or you didn't land any poisons or debuffs or anything like that, it's basically just a heal and then a turn meter boost for 3 turns. I mean, that's kind of not worth it. But yeah, that can happen occasionally, right? Of course. His A3, this is obviously his key move that drives the synergy on his A1 and A2. He's got an AoE here as well, 100% chance when fully booked, 3-turn cooldown when fully booked, of placing 2 poisons for 2 turns. If any target under HP burn, it places 3 poisons and a weaken as well. So, you know, pretty good value here if you compare him up with an HP burner. He doesn't have HP burn himself. Otherwise, and also you place 2 continuous heals on your whole team. It's not, you know, it's not a bad move without the condition even met, and with the condition met, I mean, it's pretty awesome for a 3-turn cooldown. But of course, this A3 is going to drive his A2 and his A1 as well. His whole kit really synergizes really well here. He also comes with the passive here, Rigged to Blow. I like it. The damage inflicted by poison HP burn debuffs will ignore block damage and unkillable buffs. I mean, this is pretty cool, right? So now you no longer will you run into situations where you're fighting that Paragon and the last guy in the last wave, and then you can't get by him. So this the poison will go through that. I mean, that's, you know, a fringe case, but there it is. The Plarium finally figured out a solution. Whenever allies attack enemies with destroyed max HP, increase the damage dealt by 10%. It's a little bit of a boost, but nothing too crazy. It requires a little bit of setup, but they just need a little bit of max HP destroyed, and then you get an extra 10% bonus. Sure, that's good. If there are multiple champions on a team with this skill, only one will activate. That's fine. Lastly, speed in all battles. Perfect. Very, very nice. I mean, overall, this kit sounds really solid, especially for a fusion. Like a kit like this, there's not too many kind of poison support champions, especially with a detonator as well. He seems very versatile just on first look. Like you get a speed aura as well, and those are kind of champions you kind of like for fusions, like bringing accuracy aura, or just generically good auras just to help out your team. Fusions obviously generally are picked up a little bit more by the masses, so I think this guy is going to really help out a lot of people. But yeah, let's check out what he can do in some playtests, and then we'll make a final verdict afterwards. All right, so basically I'm going to run him in the same situation that I run, for example, like a Theodore. I'm going to put him in Theodore's gear and try to run him in Dragon 8, Hard 8, which is the same stage that my Theodore can farm by himself with 4 food. So we're going to see if, you know, Stokk can actually do something against the dragon here and see how he performs against the waves here. Same affinity as Theodore, so he should, you know, have no further advantages. So let's see what he can do here against this wave. Got the Bad Owl here. It's going to be a bit of a problem, right? Because the Bad Owl does cleanse off the debuffs. The detonation there, not too bad. Not too bad here, right? Detonation chunks off maybe like 20%. Continuous heal activation is pretty nice. Get the 4 poisons there. All right, the poisons are stacking up now. Can we get a big activation? Not detonation, sorry, activation. All right, come on. Again, no HP burn being applied, right? So without the HP burn being applied, you don't get max value from his A3. So applying the poisons could be, you know, a little bit tedious, especially if, you know, you got cleansers on the team, for example, like the Bad Owls here. But, you know, it looks like you can do it. Looks like you can do it. But definitely not as quick as my Theodore. Not as quick. So it's taken him, you know, a minute 16, almost probably a minute 30 just get through to this first wave. He's got to load up the poisons a little bit and then do a big activation. But yeah, he's not loading it up super quick, just because he can only apply 2 every 3 turns. Let's see. All right, so let's get to the dragon and see if we can actually solo the dragon. Okay, so on first test here, I would say that he actually is not viable for this stage because the Bad Elves give him such a hard time with cleansing off his poisons. It's taking a ridiculously long time to get to the dragon. He for sure can survive this and for sure can get to the dragon, but it's just going to take way too long just with the Bad Elf cleansing off all the poisons, and then he basically has to reset all the poisons again. So by comparison, I'll show you guys what my Theodore can do. All right, so I literally swapped the gear off of Stokk and put him back on Theodore, and I'll show you guys exactly what Theodore can do here on hard 8. Because of the poison sensitivity, he actually gets quite a bit more damage. Decreased speed also helps Theodore get a little bit more turns in as well. And of course, increased speed as well, right? So Theodore taking a lot more turns than Stokk, even though Stokk has the speed aura. You can kind of see here, even with the Bad Owls cleansing off stuff, Theodore's fast enough to kind of reset himself. And you can kind of see the poisons getting applied super fast here. So that's my Theodore cutting through the first wave in about 30 seconds. Even with the cleansers here. Obviously built with resistance, so he doesn't get debuffed. And then positive affinity, so he's going to be doing really good against these waves. He has good stats as well. He has a small blessing on him. Stokk doesn't have a blessing, so I don't think that's going to really help him. Like, he wasn't really dying or hurting for survivability. He was just wasn't able to do enough damage. So it gets to the dragon about minute 5. We're going to see Theodore to go to work here against the dragon solo, of course. Yep, just really quick work by himself. Stokk, for example, would still be on the first wave. So as a solo champion, I don't think he's as good or as viable as, for example, Theodore here. All right, so a minute and a half, and that's pretty standard for my Theodore. Yes, there's Brimstone on him, but that's going to be really good against the boss only just to speed up. Even if you said this run would take 2 minutes, it's still way faster than Stokk going through the first wave. All right, before I take the gear off of Theodore and put it back on Stokk for this test, because I feel like Artak and Stokk would probably do a lot better, we're going to ramp up the difficulty to hard 10, and we're going to see if Theodore and Artak can actually take down the dragon here. So let's take a look. So obviously Artak's helping out with the extensions on the HP burn and then HP burn damage as well. But most of the damage is going to come from Theodore here trying to chop down the waves. They need really good survivability to take the hits here from the Chagars. But yeah, they're doing pretty good here. This is hard 10, by the way. I don't think this duel can... I think the duel can probably do it 100%. Should be. Although I don't run this duel on this account. I'll show you guys some other combinations here in a sec. But let's test out this Theodore Artak combination. And we're going to get to the dragon in less than 50 seconds. All right, let's see if these two can take him down. Hard dragon hits pretty hard here. All right, we're getting a lot of turns in. Yep. Activation. We do have one brimstone on the Theodore. Both are built with resistance, so they can resist the poisons incoming and debuffs, of course. We can't resist the stun. The dragon starts hitting harder as the fight progresses, so it's kind of like a, time attack. We gotta take him out before he gets too strong. I don't think we landed a single brimstone. All right, minute 22. So these two did take down the dragon in a solid minute 22. It's a dual setup, of course. But yeah, let's test out the Stokk with the same gear as the Theodore, and we'll see if he works as well with Artak. All right, guys, so we got Stokk back in the lead here. He's got the speed, aura. Let's go. Let's see what we can do here with Artak. Stock's going to get a lot stronger here because Artak brings AoE HP burns, which gives his A3 extra poisons as well as landing the weaken. So he's going to do a little bit more damage. Also, he does better because his passive allows Artak to deal more damage as well. Whenever enemies are damaged by max HP and your allies get 10% more damage. So Artak's going to be doing more damage as well. So it seems like Stokk is more of a team champion as opposed to just a solo carry champion. So for example, like Theodore can self-sustain himself with increased speed, decreased speed, of course, and then his crazy cycling with that. But here, we get through the first wave very respectively with the poisons and Artak. But yeah, you can definitely see a big difference here just with Artak. Artak by himself actually is not a very fast wave clear by himself. So a lot, you have to attribute a lot of this to Stokk and his poisons. So we get to the dragon in a minute. Let's see if we can break the Theodore 1 minute 22. I don't think so, just because we are lacking brimstone. And our poison application is not as quick as Theodore here. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, the recovery is pretty good. I mean, we got some good gear on him. I'll show you guys the builds on Stokk after, but we got some good builds on him, of course. But the recovery is not too bad here, right? But no brimstone hurts the runtime a little bit here, but we can tell he's clearly slower than the Theodore combination. All right, Artak actually dies. Like I said, the dragon ramps up in terms of overall damage. Need some help here. Oh my goodness, he actually was not able to apply the poisons fast enough. That is kind of nasty. In terms of overall damage dealt, Artak actually dealt more damage than Stokk as well. So looking a little rough. All right, guys, looks like we got a little bit of backup here. So we're going to juice him up with the 5-star blessing and see if we can finish off that run now. Let's go. Let's go. He's juiced up. All right, let's take him back into the same run and see what he can do. All right, we're back. Same run, hard 10. Let's see if he can do it again. This time with the 5-star blessing. I forgot to put brimstone on him, so make sure you guys put brimstone on him. There we go. All right, back at it again. Brimstone has been activated. Let's go. Okay, 5-star blessing, right? Not everyone's going to have 5-star blessing, but, we're probably going to end up getting like a hero's path or a deck or something that's going to give us the option of getting his 5-star soul probably. And for him, definitely useful, gives him resistance, accuracy, especially for builds like this, where you're trying to solo some bosses, for example, at the end with the poisons. Definitely very, very useful. Let's see him cut through some of this. I feel like his A1 maybe holds him back a little bit. Maybe, just because of the single target hit. But like I said, he probably does better in a team as opposed to soloing content. He probably would be able to solo some waves, like maybe waves that don't have as good sustain, like cleansing and continuous heals and all that stuff. So he was struggling a bit against the cleansers, just because his poison resetting was kind of hard. He wasn't getting full value from his A3 without the HP burn for sure. So 1 minute to the dragon. It's not bad, as respectable, right? But not as fast as the Theodore. Let's see if we can take down the dragon here. So he's activating all his stuff. I mean, we got kind of two extenders here with the HP burn, right? We got Artak who can extend the HP burn. And then we got the HP burn extend from the A1 as well from Stokk here. So Let's see. Let's see. Come on. See what else? Come on. Let's go. Okay, so this time we did it. This time we did it. He's pretty healthy. Yeah, he's pretty healthy, right? So he's got plenty of stats remaining, and we get the dragon down in under 2 minutes. Not as fast as Theodore, 30 seconds behind him, but not too bad, right? Still doable with our attack. All right, guys, and lastly, with Dragon, let's put him in this team. He's got tons of poisons, got HP burns, he's got activations. Let's see what this team can do, just for fun. I don't think this is a super viable team, but just for fun, let's see. So you got Cavalax there with the basically the poisons coming out as a passive. Everybody's dropping their poisons and activate. Boom. All right. Extensions. Yeah, we got all sorts of stuff happening here. Another activation. Cavalax taking forever for his attack, you know. Gotta get that showtime in. There you go. More poisons. Just wait for the activations. More poisons. And pop. Half HP gone. And pop. All right. I mean, you know, it's a full team, right? It's like a non-seer full team. Let's see what they can do against the dragon. And let's watch that poison bar. Oh, not enough accuracy. Feels bad, man. Stoltis with the passive here. Very, very useful, of course. Reflecting the poisons right back at him. Lots of poisons being laid. Everybody getting a turn, of course. Pop. Come on, let's do the big pop. Ooh, big pop there. Alright, so a minute 22 with the gang here. I mean, it's not a fully optimized team, but it's kind of cool just to see what they can do with all the poisons, of course. Stokk actually doing 3.4 million damage here, so he's doing most of the damage. But yeah, it's really good to see that he can work, you know, pretty well in a team. As a solo champion, he's probably not going to be as good as some of the current options that we have. For example, like Theodore or Artak, and he's not the best dragon killer. Stoltis is still the best hard dragon killer because of the reflect is just so intense. But he's definitely a decent support, good champion to put in a team for sure. All right, guys, and for fun, let's put him in a clan boss team against Ultra Nightmare here. We got increased defense, strengthen, ally protection, HP burn, which is super important. We got the leech just for some extra help, decreased defense as well. And of course, he brings a weaken along with Geomancer with some poisons and the activations. Let's see what this team can do, just kind of for fun, just kind of for concept. A quick look here. We're just gonna full auto. All right, laying down the poisons here. HP burns. Not speed tune or anything, guys. Just gonna see how it works. Mithril with the poisons actually working out pretty good, of course. Synergizes well with Stokk. Yeah. And his A1 actually works really, really well against the clan boss because it's a single target, right? So he's getting the full value from the HP burn and the poison extension on his A1. You see there, the activation actually deals decent amount of damage, right? There we go. Of course, Geomancer is going to be doing the bulk of the damage here. Most likely, we can let this run its course and see exactly how it performs. But I think this is probably going to be like maybe like a 2 key. I mean, overall, like I probably have some pretty good gear on these champions, so it's probably good enough for at least a 2 key without too much effort. I think we do have Brimstone here for some additional damage, but like I said, not speed tune or anything. I basically just lined up some of the key buffs, but I realized that we actually don't have a decreased attack, so I don't think this run's gonna last forever. So that's the one debuff, critical debuff, that we actually don't have on this team. We have really good buffs, but not the one critical debuff, which is decreased attack. So expect this run to probably run maybe like 20-25 turns, and we'll check back on the final results. There we go. So our first champion actually went down around turn 20, so Geomancer died. Notice how he doesn't get any max HP reduction or destroyed, so your team's not actually getting the full 10% bonus from his passive. But yeah, damage per turn is pretty decent. We're missing the decreased attack, so that's kind of my bad on this team. But otherwise, performing pretty good. Just gonna test the overall damage. So let's end the battle here. Just gonna check out the damage here. So Stokk, 5.5 million damage, almost keeping up with Geomancer here. Is actually really, really good. Mithrala here coming in with the Brimstone, obviously going to be very, very strong as well. Stokk also sharing the Brimstone damage as well. So you got Stokk, Geomancer, Mithrala. I mean, you got to give it up a little bit for the poison damage versus the Geomancer damage. Keep in mind that the Geomancer damage is a little bit lower because it is on Void Affinity here. But I mean, I think overall pretty good showing here from the Stokk poison plus Brimstone against the clan boss. So he's definitely very viable in this setting as well. But yeah, overall, I think I would have liked maybe bringing a decreased attack champion here just to make this run last a little bit longer. But yeah, let's quickly move on. All right, guys, and I think he has a very interesting application here against the Scarab King. So if you guys are struggling against the Scarab King, maybe this guy might be an answer for you. So let's run this guy on full auto and see what can happen. I got Georgia here just to clear the waves. Otherwise, he's not going to deal too much damage by himself here against the Scarab boss. So let's see how this guy does basically by himself. He does have max HP destroy in his kit, which makes it, you know, kind of interesting, right? So we did get debuffed there. He's having a hard time killing our Georgid. Of course, we can apply continuous heals and all that stuff, but our Georgid doesn't really have like insane survivability. But Stokk is keeping him alive. Stokk is keeping him alive. And yeah, because it's a single target boss, the A1 is definitely getting a lot of value here. Here we go. We're landing a lot of poisons now. Big explosion there, like the detonation, not detonation, activation. I mean, level 100 Scarab boss. Let's take out Georgia. Georgia maybe was doing a little bit too much damage there against the boss. Let's test him with another damage dealer instead. All right, so we're back at the boss here. And like I said, he's going to be doing pretty good against the Scarab King here with the max HP destroy. But I got a squishier damage dealer. It's not going to be as big of a difference maker. So let's jump in here and see what he can do. He does have Brimstone, which will help deal a little bit of damage. But Constantine here, he's going to fade off pretty quick. Let's see what Stokk can do here. The poison's landing. And once he activates them, he's going to chunk off the max HP. There you go. Max HP. Big chunk off. And his A1 obviously getting lots of value here, extending all the poisons and stuff. He's not getting additional value from his A3, but as a solo viable champion against the Scarab King is actually pretty good. See there, we got 4 activations. Huge chunk off of the Scarab King's shield. Scarab King also takes poison damage whenever he takes a turn, of course. So, of course, once the shield is down, then any kind of incoming damage is going to be amplified against the Scarab King. Oh, he did steal one of our continuous heals, so he's going to come back here, but his shields are fully down now. That's pretty quick, right? I don't know, I like this. I think, you know, obviously, he's got some good gear on. He's able to resist the provokes and stuff. But even just A1ing might, you know, extend the poisons. He will be landing damage along the way, right? But yeah, his shields are fully down now. It's just a matter of time of chipping him away. Stokk can deal additional damage himself from his max HP destroy passive. And it's a 60% destroy, so pretty big. It's pretty significant. Let's see here. It's a 2-minute run so far. No War Master going on, so it's just poison. Just poison damage. Of course, his base damage, of course. But if you have War Master on him, it's definitely going to be a lot faster. I don't know if War Master is going to be better on him. I'll show you guys his build and masteries and everything right after this. But yeah, I think with War Master, this run would be absolutely super fast. But it's really fast already, actually. Let's finish it up here. Yep, fully resisting. Smite, helping out. 3-turn poisons, that's kind of nice. Brimstone helping out, there you go. There we go. We've got 330. Basically solo. I mean, you still need somebody to go through the waves, but I mean, if you were running like Vergus and Destroy, you still run a team with Vergus to bring him to the boss, of course. All right. Poisons. Explode, and then the last smite. This smite should be able to take him out. Come on, get there. 340? Okay, come on. Alright. Too much screen time. Let's go. Alright, there we go. We got 343 here. Basically a solo. Constantine helping out on the waves. And then Stokk here cleaning up the boss. Level 100. So that was on normal difficulty. So let's jump into hard difficulty and see what he can do there. Alright, so we made it to the boss here. I got 2 squishy damage dealers that will be basically a non-factor here against the boss. So let's see what he can do. Obviously on hard difficulty, some of the provokes and debuffs start to land a lot more. So more so going to be a solo fight here just for Stokk. Let's see if he can do it. Looks like it's working out pretty good. The max HP destroy is working out. Yep, ticking off the poisons. Yep. I mean, he's going to be an option, right? So if you lack options to deal with Scarab King, he can at least help you through some of the lower levels and get you in position to do this max level hard Scarab King. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's check in at the end and yeah, see how fast it goes. All right, nearing the end of the run here, just about 6 minutes to solo down the Scarab King. I think in a team, he would definitely do this way quicker because of the destroyed shield on him. If you have some strong nukers, can definitely take advantage of that. But as is, without War Master, a respectable, slow, consistent 6 minutes to clear the level 100 hard Scarab King here. So he can do it. He can do it. But yeah, let's check out his build that I got him in. It's going to be a pretty standard build that usually you see some of these solo boss champions in. And I got him in a regen set with just lots and lots of resistance and accuracy and just stats so that he can survive. So let's jump into his stats here. I got 80,000 K HP, 3.6K defense, 270 speed, 460 resistance, 375 accuracy. He does have a 5-star blessing, guys, so that helps a lot with the stats. Also, he has area bonuses. So for example, in Dragon, he's picking up a little bit of extra bonuses as well along the way. But yeah, he's in regen, so he can heal up. Show you guys the blessings. He's fully booked. Downside is this guy takes 14 books, which is a little bit expensive, but he definitely needs it. He needs the debuff boost and of course the cooldown reduction. Brimstone surely is the best for him and for PvE content, of course, and dealing with bosses. Here comes his masteries. So masteries, I got him down to Oppressor. Oppressor, he's going to be increasing his turn meter every time he has an active debuff. And he should have, you know, between 3 and 5 debuffs. Usually, if he has an HP burner, it's going to be a little bit more. And we're going to take Arcane Celerity, 30% chance of increasing turn meter by 10% when a debuff cast is removed. So he, you know, he reduces the cooldowns on his own debuffs. And yeah, he cycles through his debuffs quite a lot. So you're probably going to get a lot of turn meter there. Cycle of Magic, so you can land more poisons, which is nice. Master Hexer to increase the duration of his poisons once in a while. Otherwise, you take some healing here on his defense. You take the AoE defense, take some Bloodthirst here for some more healing just in case. And yeah, I mean, and then you take Spirit Haste here if he's going to be doing content where he's farming with food, and then he'll get a nice speed boost. If you don't use him for like solo content, then you can definitely take Lasting Gifts, so you get some extra duration on your continuous heals. The other consideration for him would actually be War Master. I think Oppressor actually works really well on him, or is kind of like necessary because he doesn't bring increased speed, decreased speed like Theodore, so he's actually much slower, I think. He does bring the increased speed in all battles, but I don't think that makes up for increased speed, decreased speed from Theodore. So I think he does require the Oppressor Mastery. Depends. It really depends on what kind of stats you have in terms of HP and defense. If you have lower HP and defense and lower base speed than me, having the oppressor makes a lot of sense because it allows you to cycle through your regeneration, through your healing, your 15% heals every turn. If you're super fast, I would say probably like this speed. At my speed, I would probably consider dropping maybe this and going for more damage and going down War Master. So I would get rid of the defense tree and then just go down War Master. I don't know how much survivability I would be, you know, hurting at that point, but I think that's an option if you have really, really good gear. But yeah, that's Stokk the Broken here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the showcase. Hopefully it was informative. Obviously, this is not like the end-all be-all. It's just a showcase to see how he works and functions. We have limited time on the test server and all that stuff to play test everything. So of course, there might be something that I missed. And you know, that's up to you guys, the community, to figure out some cool combinations with this guy. The most notable combination that I could not test myself is actually Vizog. So Vizog here is from the Ogren tribes, from the same tribe, and he's the faction unity champion. He has a really cool kit that really synergizes well with Stokk. So Vizog's A2 actually attacks all enemies and places 2 poisons and an HP burn. So his A2 along with Stokk's A3 works really, really well together. And then obviously like Vizog's A1 has an instant trigger as well. And then he has an increased duration on his A3, basically the same. And of course, all his faction unity stuff, boosting HP burn and poison. So they work super well together. He has a speed in all battles as well. So if you got Vizog, suddenly Stokk becomes insanely good. So look out for that. Make sure you guys check him out. Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was informative, like I said. And let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Are you guys planning to go for the fusion? My overall verdict is yes, definitely go for this fusion. He's looking very good, definitely above average. I don't think he's like SS tier unless you have Vizog, then maybe you can do some pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Are you guys going to go for the fusion and all that? I'm definitely going for him. I just go for all of them. It's going to be a fragment fusion, so it's going to be a little bit easier than usual. So keep that in mind. Look out for that. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.